So tell me what's been happening now, John. Tell me a wee brief history of the project so far.
What are you looking at?
One day, I met Mr. Keith Bradley in the Pilton Arts flat, and we're both like saying like how completely fucking bored video stops at a certain level, like despite all the lies the likes of EVTC and VAC tell you about, like, you know, how you're all going to get jobs video. It's basically a bunch of bullshit, mainly, and that to have any credibility that you've really got to be in film. And Katie, being Katie, of course, said, I'll help you, I'll help you guys. And so after that we just started talking about what sort of film we can make. Now I actually had an art house project, I can't believe it. I was going to do some sort of art house wank, like funny art house wank, but art house wank all the same sort of thing. And I was soon cured of that, let's say. I was soon cured of that, so we decided that if we're going to make a film, like, we might also make a film that was going to make some money.
Bruce came to me in my capacity as the arts worker in Pilton Arts, which is a visual arts project in the Pilton area. Although I wasn't really involved in the day-to-day production phase of the film, I was able to give background support. For example, the special effects person, I managed to set him up with in prosthetics and or in that department anyway, make fake limbs and you know, how bodies, and you know, all give him really good tips about these. Equally, you know, I could pick up the phone and get in touch with dental suppliers so we could get special casting materials.
In Blood Junkies, I was under the impression it was like a 2-day shoot or something like that, you know, and I'd be paid in fags and food or something. I was unemployed, I was young, I was naive. I went along. A few days later, 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning, I'm there watching a guy with a shaven head pulling hearts out of torsos, legless, armless, bleeding torsos at 4 in the morning, and they start to look fairly realistic. I'm thinking, what the hell am I doing here? This is, you know, I mean, it was just nightmare stuff, basically. I was getting snatches of sleep before Brucey would come round in his car, pick me up. All right, Alex, I've got you a packet of fags. It's time for work. And that would be me for the next night, basically. And then later on in the edit, he paid me in brie sandwiches, basically, brie and French bread. First night, he says, all right, Alex, do you like brie, mate? I'm like, brie? No bother, Bruce, I like brie. It's lovely. A couple of weeks later, I've never eaten brie since, let me put it that way. Brie and apple. Apple and brie. Bruce, what the fuck is that? Apple and brie. And yeah, so after eating tons of brie, I said, Bruce, can we have something different, please? Can we have a different type of meal? You know what he brought? Cauliflower cheese, microwave cauliflower cheese. So there you go. You are what you eat, and Bruce is cheesy. Oh, yeah.
John. That is one of these, Dougie.
Right, come on, keep it down there, keep it down there.
I can really apply myself to the role. Left school at 16, got the YTS, doing the clapperboard. It's great.
Super. How long have you been doing this, Alex?
Oh, about 5 years now, I think.
5 years?
Yep. They told me that when I started, I'd start with this and then progress up, maybe be a director, but I'm still doing the clapperboard.
Yeah, well, you've got some footsteps to follow. Is there anybody you admire these days?
Well, I particularly like the man who does the clapperboard on the Guinness advert. He's one of my favourites.
Yeah.
Nobody else really. But
Alex!
Trying to think when the hell the Edinburgh Film Festival starts when it finishes.
I want out of this film, actually. Get me a taxi. Get me off this set.
Continuity Polaroids. What's the Polaroid, Martin? What's continuity? Continuity!
Oh, you be.
Do you know my continuity show?
No, I don't want to hear any of your jokes, Bruce.
Blood Junkies. That's the continuity.
Bruce Naughton, that's my joke.
You'll tell you if it's in the frame of the film, okay? Because we didn't want pictures of that, obviously. As close as to speaking as possible, right? So to see I was going to see you were talking, right? And the camera's filming you triangle, I would do something like that. Point that at your mouth, right?
1, 2.
Count to 10. Count to 10.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, you know, I mean, still
6, 7, 8.
Not attractive to you, Doctor. What about me? Am I not attractive? You're so fucking scared you feel as if you're about to wet yourself. But think. Is some of that excitement, the excitement of total freedom, to eat, drink, fuck, see, think, whatever you want. It's so easy, Sina. Come, join me.
Right, who needs to be asked? Who needs
Somewhere,
to be in?
it's not on the trolley, to be honest. It's,
understudy actress. She plays the victim really, and I suppose in a funny way, I'm what you call mysteriously vampire-esque. Yes. Oh, there's a camera. Didn't see you there.
John, can you look at me, please?
Last time I worked for this fucking company.
Right, could you look at Emily, please, Sean?
Yeah.
Okay, it's dandy. Right, you take 10.
That's a technical term for good, dandy, spiffo, wonderful, darling. A bit theatrical, I know, but in this business one has to be. Alex, you got that wig?
Excites me. I mean, like the scenes of like fucking people jacking up and stuff like that. And in fucking Quentin Tarantino's newest film, like there's a scene jacking up, and somebody saw a bit of that, and they went, "You stole that off Quentin Tarantino." And I'm going like, "Fuck off." Well, you think he's the only fucking person that goes, "Let's do a film about lowlife," or what, as far as he's concerned. But I mean, the thing is, I grew up watching the same movies as him, and I think it's hilarious to put in pictures of people jacking up and things like that.
Right.
Jacking up, I said. Banned, but I mean, I'd say in between like a lot of the gore and stuff like that, when you look back on it, you actually realise like there's quite a lot of gore in it, like quite a lot of killing, because I've showed it to people that don't watch horror, and I mean they're actually like disgusted by it, and I'm going like, fucking hell, you know, I can't understand that, because me it's a bit of a laugh when somebody gets their head chopped off and something goes whack, 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 like that. I mean, I'm sick, I laugh at that sort of shit. But you know, I've shown it to people that don't watch horror films, and I mean they were genuinely like going, ooh, ugh, God, that's sick, and switched it off and shit like that. So yeah, I mean, I'd say that we've aimed successfully at our market. So if we can create a bit of a buzz about it, and then go selling it, sort of thing.
El Mariachi was made by Robert Rodriguez for just $7,000, and it's likely to be one of the highlights of the Just Do It season, which focuses on low-budget American independent productions. But have festival organisers overlooked the fact that right here on their doorstep in Edinburgh, there are directors making movies with no budget, but lots of imagination?
Let's do it.
Pilton, please. I've come to West Pilton and the Triangle Arts Centre. It's an unlikely full-length feature movie. Here, director Bruce Naughton and crew are hard at work on Blood Junkies. It's a great example of independent filmmaking with a lot of heart. But behind this door, you'll see the gory details in the making.
From the beginning, we wanted to make a commercial film that was sellable to video because, I mean, it's this whole thing about what's used to making a little 20-minute black and white art film that nobody's ever going to see, and more to the point, you're not going to make more money off it. Horror films, they're the easiest genre to sell because horror fans don't expect a star, they just want blood. Sometimes even care about a story as long as it's got plenty of blood. We phoned them up, this festival of riot and spontaneity, and said, can we show our little film, please? We're pathetic, schemy wannabes, but that we made our film in like fucking lemonade bottles or whatever, but can we please show it? And they said, sorry, it's all organized, and don't bother bringing up your tape, but you can pay at the door like everybody else. Now, Robert Rodriguez, if he can scam the money to come out, drink beers at the Sheraton for 3 days and tell the Brits how to do it, that's fine, but I think that the attitude, wrong will just do it, is that, like in the introduction, they said, we will fly these Americans over and they'll come and tell us, and then we'll have a conference. Instead of just doing it, we'll have a conference to talk about just doing it.
Film festival, and they just told us it was all booked. I mean, basically the film festival, I feel about the film establishment in Scotland, even though they gave us $500, like we did try for money later on, and if I felt if the Scottish Film Production Fund wanted to make one of my films, I'm making the wrong type of film, basically.
Bastard! I fuck up my winner. Hey up.
Butcher, man.
My mother-in-law, she's a right cunt.
Right, get a scissors, chop that, so we can tuck it down his trousers.
Is there sound in that?
What's the sound in that?
Oh, I didn't know. I didn't know. Bruce, this is Wednesday night. If you ever see this, you're a bastard, okay? It's 6:30. I can tell it's half. None of the crew have got watches. All I have to do is walk into that camera and time will tell me. I was going to do that now. Bruce, it's 6:30. I can tell in the computerised lens it's 6:30.
How do you think the shoot's been going so far, given tensions and the cost of the Blood Junkies in general, Sean?
Well, in general, I think taking on board all the mishaps and adventures, I think it's been going not too bad because there seems to be a sort of community spirit called vodka from Haddles. It's the only thing that's been. I'll never work for him again. Seriously, no, I think it's a worthwhile project. I'm very impressed in the amount of
bullshitters.
The amount of hard work that's been done. I mean, if you just pan over there and see that kitchen, can you do that? Isn't that just a wonderful kitchen? I mean, I think that's pretty good. And that was done in a space of 3 hours. I mean, 3 hours. Come on, Stephen, could you do better?
So bored I'm getting, actually.
Right, Martin, I'd be more attention if you're thinking about the light on wire, okay?
It's one light, basically. Now, is there any movement around the set, or is he just on the deck?
Basically, right, if I've got a spotlight here,
yeah.
okay?
Spotlight.
Bex. Keith needs computer.
Right, Sean comes out of the light, picks that up,
What's he on about?
tosses in his stomach, and he goes down, but what we'll do is we'll do a Vic, okay?
A Vic?
Oh,
A ball Vic.
Bob, I've fallen. Okay. And
What was he on
we'll
about?
just see him bend over, the next thing we'll just see him lying on the deck. Okay?
Right, yeah, Bruce, yeah.
Slide like that. Sean comes down.
Yeah, yeah, right, yeah. I've got it. So what the fuck is on
And
about?
that's it, I know this guy in Amsterdam, that was and cut. Okay, can you shoot that?
No. I'm just shot Sean and got. Let's go for it then.
Go then. Yeah. So,
Doctor, why a good-looking, intelligent woman like yourself would want to waste so much time and trouble on these people.
And what kind of people are these?
You know who I mean. The dregs that live in areas like this. Why, you middle-class liberals.
You bigot. But then again, people in areas like this never amount to anything, never mind doctors, eh? I spent all my years in medical school listening to how working class people, my people, weren't worth anything because they smoked, drank, ate fatty foods, never mind drugs, their own worst enemies. When it's people like you, up from the dregs yourself, that enforce a shit system like this, instead of trying to change it. You're the enemy, Sergeant.
You got to see me, Doctor?
Come in, Jane.
Ah, the lovely Miss Suter. Sucked off any sailors recently?
Fuck off and die, you piece of drug squad shit.
Get out of my surgery, Sergeant.
Ladies?
The girls from the party scene was talking about being a presenter. I said, you become a presenter, then, you know, Friday night, The Word, they'll find this bit of footage of you, and that'll be on there, you know. How did you get into the business? Here it is. She'll be there having vodka poured on her. So with me, I don't know. I mean, you know, probably will ruin my career eventually, yeah. It will come back and haunt me. If you start messing with blood and vampires, you unbalance your karma. And
no, we can't rehearse it.
Because of the blood in the town.
How many times? Just once?
No.
3.
Yeah, just 3 times again, we'll take one.
Okay, are we ready?
In fact, about 5 times, Mary, right?
Okay.
We say it.
Bye.
And hang on. Camera.
Well,
sorry, come on, let's fucking go. Come on,
Can I see your face?
I'll just take it up from here.
Okay, just keep loading the mirror.
We're ready then.
Okay.
Hang on. Action.
Blood, come on, come on.
God, you can hardly see a thing for the hair.
But we can't clean her up. Sorry, I didn't look at it. I think we might just get out of that one, Martin. Do you think we've got anything?
there you go now. Let me just say how calm I'm feeling now after that. I feel completely at ease with myself, and that's because I go to Ron Hubbard's School of Scientology and Dianetics, and I urge you, if you have personality problems, to get down there, okay?
Right, you should cut from there to there, and then you cut to the blood coming up, you know, it's up on your face. Right, like, yeah.
College within the first few months doing drama, and Bruce and yourself came up and just interviewed the whole class to find out if they liked horror movies, if they liked to be involved in filmmaking. And of course everybody, absolutely desperate to get into anything, said yeah, we'll do anything. So we did. The thing that scared me actually was that you initially said that I had to bite the head off a rat, and of course But I didn't have to in the end, but I basically did come into the studio, the sets, where there were cages of rats, and of course I was beginning to panic a tad. All this happening in sunny Muirhouse. gave me an insight into filmmaking and how they're made, and I love to see the creative side of everything coming together in such small stages and such a lengthy process, but I think it's all worth it in the end. What we created was an atmosphere that you couldn't repeat again anywhere, on any set, with any amount of money. It's just the people at the time that made the atmosphere.
Junkies is like, I mean, it's still quite good. I mean, I'm surprised at the end of the day that, because we all went into it thinking it was going to be very good, and because I mean, like, even though we're all schemies, that we all sort of were quite confident in ourselves. And I think what happens with quite a lot of these projects, like video projects have been, is people go and think it's brilliant, edit it together, and then realise it's shit afterwards. Like, you look back 2 years later and you go, for fuck's sake. And I've been involved in a few projects like that, let me tell you. And
I'm not going to name them.
yeah, I'm not going to name them. The heads that I must have read somewhere, God knows where, like probably 14 times, I think, that you could get cameras cheap from the army surplus or something like that. So, for some godforsaken reason, I think it must have been some drugs I took in the early 70s or something, that we thought it was a very good idea to go and read the Army auction news, which is things like, you know, 3M tanks already purchased by Saddam Hussein and things like that. And, like, in there among, like, fucking cruise missiles and nuclear warheads is, like, cameras and shit like that. So, for some reason, don't ask me why, that we went down to Portsmouth. And I mean, yeah, I don't even know England. WOGs start at Carlisle, you know what I mean? And it's like, so we went down to the thing, and we went to the auction, and we like put a hand up. I mean, I'd still say if we were looking for a non-sync camera, but we didn't really know. Well, we did know, but we didn't know. Like, we thought I will be able to baffle it and stuff like that, because I think you're unaware till you're actually filming how quiet things got to be, which is why it's good to have sets. I think because if you do try to film in people's houses and stuff like that, you can't control the environment enough. So went down to Portsmouth, nearly had a couple of traffic accidents in this car, like trying to do 80 in this car that shouldn't be allowed to do 8 or something. Like, these army auctions are so weird because every sort of big fat David Jason type scrap metal dealer's there with 25 rings on all their fucking fingers and all the rest of it. And it's like, all these guys running around, there's a couple that are very, you know, like they look like they're on the front of a fucking John Player's full cut packet, you know, the old fucking high tower fags, and the guys sitting there going, have you? The cameras we found out later were a bit Turkish. Actually, like, i.e. not made in Turkey, but like, sort of thing. So, we sold 2 of them off. I mean, a 60mm camera, I mean, if you want a 60mm camera to take nothing with, you know, like just without sync sound, that actually the Scoopy would have been alright. But, like Keithy's mentioned, it's like a bit, normally you wouldn't notice the sound, but when you're sitting there and you're trying to listen to somebody speak, it sounds like there's a fucking jackhammer going in the background. And Keith made some, he obviously read a lot of Heath Robinson when he was a kid, because like he tried to make this contraption to make it shut up, called a gun. Shut up machine.
It's not part of the thing, mate. This may sell us the phone bombs.
Thanks.
Just located my chi there. Look, can we get it done without cracking the fucking jug?
No, frankly.
I can still see our dog's head. Alex? No.
Hold on now.
No, it's okay. If I'm rolling that, right?
Yes? It's really old. It's too slow, mate. She's insulted, say she.
You got the mark, fine.
My face, 'cause I'll just close my eyes.
I'll take it.
I'm starving.
Jackie, go and eat, okay?
Yeah, it's looking alright, but
thanks.
Yeah.
I feel
You know my answer to a healthy life, Keith?
What's that?
Vitamin C and that. Lots of vitamin C, man.
What's it, the shot, Alex?
What's that, man?
We'll get Lucian to edit it. I like videos, you know.
Yeah, it's really great.
Up in the dancers, Martin! To these houses that were going to be knocked down. We didn't know how soon they were going to be knocked down. We didn't realise it was the day, you know, about 8 hours after we were in the building they were going to be knocked down. So we shouldn't have really been there, so we slipped through a fence to get in there, and it was worth it. It was worth it for the shot, actually. But, and cue the chroma key, there was a bunch of security guys really that had like a different idea about whether we should have been in there or not, and like, because of the particular scene that we're in, it was 3 guys running in boiler suits with, you know, terrorist masks on and baseball bats and hatchets and big bits of stick with fucking 6-inch nails coming out the end. And somebody found them up and said there's 3 guys with like terrorist hoods, boiler suits and big sticks with nails sticking out the end running around in that building. And I mean, like, the security guys must, I don't know, they watched too much fucking Sweeney or something, I don't know. So I mean, whether they thought the IRA was going to come blow up, you know, Muirhouse Green as a statement against British oppression of the Irish peoples, or fuck knows what they fucking thought, I don't know. So they came in, they've been actually really heavy. I mean, it was quite scary how heavy they were being, like, get down from that fucking building now, and when you fucking get down here, we're going to kick your fucking head in and all the rest of it. Because, I mean, I suppose, like, if you didn't know a film was being made and they didn't, because we forgot to ask permission, well, we did, we asked the guy who was the site guy, and he sort of said, yeah, but his boss is a wanker. Anyhow, so they were being really fucking heavy, actually. Really fucking heavy. But fortunately, somebody had called the busies in the meantime, and the busies turned up and went, right, what's going on here, son? And we said, oh, we're making a film. And they're going, because they'd actually been stopping Keithy at 5 in the morning, because he'd been sort of rushing round, I don't know, they probably thought it was part of his sort of drug running business that he does on the side or something, that the busies kept stopping us and actually knew that the film was going on. And like I say, because it was Pilton and we weren't actually like stealing videos and stuff, I mean, in a lot of part of town the cops would have come in and gone, right, you come in, is that your equipment? But being Pilton, because like the busies have seen it all, the cops have seen it all in Pilton, really, that they just sort of went, oh, the laddies are making films, leave them alone, you know. And it's like, and the security guards are going, fucking, and the busies are going, you know, things like that. It's quite a good laugh going, slide, this is my best slide, and all this sort of carry on. So I mean, yeah, that was quite a laugh. That was scary at the time, because I mean, I think if the busies hadn't turned up, these guys would actually kick their heads in and stuff, and we weren't insured for the camera equipment or anything.
All right. Things, Marty?
Well, there's no light actually.
You happy about that?
Ecstatic. So there's no forgetting any image, but there you go. That's independent filmmaking.
Black overviews.
Yeah.
I'm the boss. No, we seen. We've seen the clerk of works. Like, right.
They should have really. Well, I'm not blaming you, but they should have really told us about it.
Right.
Because there's always somebody going to phone up. That's fine, no problem.
Right.
So, can we be of any assistance while we're here?
Aye, you can actually, because Bruce, do we not need the police? And so, no?
It's alright. So, are you going to catch the boys for Scott?
No, we'll just tell them the news. We just came down with the road.
Aye, sure.
Right, okay, thanks now.
Take them away now. See you, Bruce. Take them away.
Well, is this Channel 4 something stuff, is it? Or?
No, it's STV.
STV. Okay, cheers.
I didn't get that, John. I got all that in tape. Nothing about that.
Black bastards.
Filming that, eh? Aye. Go. What's happening there, boys? What can you see?
See Bruce's handcuffs on.
Yeah, we've lost the shoot, yeah.
The police are saying, what the fuck are you doing here? Oh, I've cleared it lad with the council. No. Not.
You could have made your curry and tape.
Bye bye, Bruce.
You want a fat?
This.
Cheers. The lights are dim on that car. Stop again. It's fucked. You still want to push. We're going to fucking green, right? Alright, that's okay, we're I see. He's going to stall it. He's going to stall it. How's things gone, John?
Fucking terrible. Because down fucking wet here doesn't care what to do. Because he wears fucking horrible shirts. Fucking windball Bruce.
So, you know, I mean, the thing is, like, people have got this idea somehow you've got to make boring, depressing fucking films instead of films that are escapist, that people can just fucking take a couple of hours out of their fucking lives and just fucking switch off and go, well, that was a good laugh. I want to be scared. I want to see people getting their fucking heads chopped off and, like, fucking zombies melting and fucking vampires getting stakes through the heart and stuff. And nobody wants to seem to make those type of films in Scotland. Anyhow, so I mean, that's what we were doing as well, because I mean, part of the thing is it's not only like trying to make a living at it, it's also trying to say, well, let's make some fucking films that the people that actually live by us would want to watch, because if we made some precious fucking piece of wank about, you know, struggling in the council estate and stuff, which people have done, I'm not mentioning any names, lads, but people have done, and, you know, nobody wants to fucking watch. I mean, they might watch it because they went, oh, there's the shop and that's quite interesting, eh? But if people are looking at the shop they shop and something's wrong with your fucking story, you know what I mean? So, I mean, part of the thing was like, let's make films that our neighbours and friends in Pilton would go, well, that was a good film or that was a bad film, but actually make something that, because that's the old grey whistle test as far as I'm concerned, because I'd take that into the fucking video shop in Pilton, put it in the video shop and would people rent it, and because if it was like, you know, certain films I could mention, but I won't. Like, if you put that in the video shop, nobody's going to fucking touch it because it's about fucking... It's about stuff that's nothing that... possibly it's too much to do with people's lives, even though I doubt that. But, you know, but if we... I felt if we put Blood Junkies in the video shop, it would rent. It would rent. And the fact, like, people in Muirhouse went... you know, the fact they could maybe see the flat where they live in the screen might... be either here or there. So like if we took it to Glasgow, for example, and put it in to like the equivalent scheme in Glasgow, you know, I think it would rent.